Hey, good morning, y'all. It is 10:30 in the morning. I'm stepping out of my hostel, and let's say it's March 27th, and we're on day number 5 here in Cambodia. Cheap bike across Cambodia. So Stephen was asking me a question, and this is actually what I've been thinking about which direction I'm going to go. And I got finally caught up yesterday on the videos. There's other work I need to do on my channel still, just like do a few things just to make it a little more, I don't know, professional, look better or whatever, you know. But these are things I can do as I go along. But the day-to-day progress, I'm caught up on that. So now this video I'm filming today, I can edit and post. And I don't have a backlog of videos. I don't want to do that again. No backlog of videos. That's a pain in the butt. Anyway, yeah, so Stephen was, Stephen, excuse me. He pronounces it like an American, Stephen. Was asking me if I was going up to Angkor Wat. And that's up in, Siem Reap, Krong Siem Reap. That was one of my bucket list type things. You know, that's one of the things that you got to see in Cambodia. But when you get on the satellite view and you look at the route from here up there, I can do it. It's 600 kilometers to go to the border through that route. Like 450, I think, around 450 to get to Angkor Wat. And then the additional just to get to the border. So it's doable. And I still got 25 days here. And it's not like pressing hard. I could actually get to Angkor Wat within, if I even spaced it out to like 10 days. If I got there in 10 days and I spent 5 days in Angkor Wat, just like Steven said, pedal around and check it out. It's awesome. That still leaves me plenty of time to get to the border. So, but when you get on the satellite view, it is a lot of open country, rice fields type thing. And since they just harvested, they're like Vietnam, they just harvested, they're burning down the fields, and it's going to be very hot, very desolate. Looks like very flat if it's rice fields. The alternative was just to keep following the coast and stick to the coast and keep going. But the thing is, if I follow the coast, I go through some really nice national parks areas where I can do some camping, because the hostels and hotels here are a little more expensive, but you know. But the thing is if I do that, it's a very short route to the border, 250 kilometers. As the bird flies, if I hug the coast a little longer, but yeah, I don't think that's giving Cambodia justice. So to put a long story short, technically I could say I'm technically pedaling through Cambodia, just the very shortest section of Cambodia, and I'm leaving the major mass amount of Cambodia here. So I don't think I would do justice to Cambodia, and I don't think I could mark it down as bicycling through Cambodia unless I actual bicycle through Cambodia. And if I go up to Angkor Wat and then over and then back down to the coast, it'll be the long way. But it will actually be going through the heartland of Cambodia. I mean, that would be basically, that'd be going right through. I can actually say I went through all of Cambodia that way. Taking the route I am, yeah, that's kind of like, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to break away from the coast. So, Stephen, there's the answer to the question, and everybody else. I'm going to go ahead and break away from probably the more scenic, beautiful route and head for the bucket list. Because if I go to Angkor Wat, I never have to come back for it. If I hug the coast, I would eventually have to come back to Cambodia to see just Angkor Wat. So let's go ahead and do it now. Let's go ahead and mark that off the bucket list. Let's say we've been there and we've done it and we got the t-shirt for it. So, all right, guys, that's the plan. So, I got plenty of time. Like I said, 600 kilometers in 25 days. That's super doable. Even if you put a 20-day buffer on it, you know, it's doable. It's very small. I did the math the other day. I can't remember what it came out to, but if I just hold on a good if I hold on a good 50 kilometers a day, I'll have even days to do rest. So what road am I going to take? I'll turn this off and turn it back on after I figure that out. Hang on. Okay, yeah, just had to turn that off while I looked at which roads I actually want to run on. Looks like I'm going to be starting northbound on the 3. And the 3, it branches off to the 41, which is a fairly straight road, or I can go more on the 43 northbound on either of those. The 41's looks like might be more of a busy road, and the 43 looks pretty nice. I might just do the 43, and the 43 will go north until it hits the 4. And then I'll have to head towards Phnom Penh. All right, I'm standing out in front of the little corner store here. I got 2 waters, a tea, right here, 2 top ramens, and I'm changing my route up a little. I don't really feel like getting on the main road and just doing traffic. So I was looking on my phone, and it looks like I can follow the river up from here, the Kampot River, northbound, and it looks like it'll take me into some really nice territory, a lot more beautiful than this. And I'm going to head towards the lake up there. And eventually it'll lead me into, eventually I'll end up on the crossroad number 4, highway 4 or whatever. But it's, yeah, so if I just go northbound, I'll eventually hit the one that goes northeast. The 4 kind of goes northeast, and then I can get on it from there. But at least that'll give me like quite a few kilometers of actually not being on the main road. So I'll try and take a few pictures, screenshots of the route I'm taking, and just cut them into this video. So time check wise, it's 11:26 and I'm hitting the road right now. I'm all stocked up and ready to go. All right, let's hit the road, Jack. Hello. Well, I just came from this way, and there's a bridge, but I don't go over the bridge, and it's a four-way stop, so that's eastbound. The way I chose is right here, northbound. So if you ever get it to this bridge right here, I'm taking the dirt route. This is the way I chose because it's northbound. The actual river right here takes a hook this way, and so I kind of veer away a little bit going the way this guy on the motorcycle is, but it takes me through some nice country, it looks like. So I have no idea why there's just one little patch of mud in this whole big, odd for awful, dry spot. But right where that happened, right where that patch of mud is, my water decided to hop off the back and jump right into it. Out of all things, there's one little thing of mud and it decides to poop right out and jump right into it. I gotta clean it off before I put it back on the back of my bike. Alright guys, I gotta stop and remember to record some of the journey as I come along. I have no signal, so I can't really drop a pin and save it. Maps works because GPS does, but for saving locations you gotta wait until you have signal. So yeah, this is what I'm going through right now. Not a bad ride. A little on the hot side today though. Not much shade. But enough, yeah, no, I mean there's, if I can get off the road. Look, there's shade right there if I really wanted to. Anyway, yeah, nice little road. I'm glad I took this one. So I'm lost out in the fields again. I came from this direction and I'm going this direction. But Google Maps has me out in the middle of no connecting roads. Well, they say there's a road somewhere that way, but no information. I can't pull up the, I could probably find this road if I could do satellite view, but like I said, I don't have a signal right now. And to do satellite view, just check out, to zoom in, look for all these old dirt roads that don't get listed as a road. You need a signal for satellite view. I'm going through this battery. Oh, by the way, before I left yesterday, I had a hunch that I was gonna be sleeping in less hostels and hotels. Like I said, Cambodia is a little more expensive than Vietnam, but not just that. I mean, the accommodations are definitely more expensive. So I picked up another battery bank, just to have two of them on me now. For weight wise, I got rid of one a while back. Now I kind of regret that because with that battery bank I'm kind of able to get possibly 3 days. I mean, 2 nights of camping. That's what I did last time. That was maxing out. So with this extra one, I should be able to do 3 or 4 days worth of camping. But yeah, I'm kind of out in the field. But when in doubt, I can just pull out the compass and head north, and eventually I'll hit the crossroad. All right, guys, that's where I'm at right now. Let me turn this around. There's cows out there, and it is a hot one today. There's a little bit of shade. See? Shade. Give you guys a little bit of an idea where I'm at. So these mountains right here, where the mountainside is, that's the national park over there. I'll put the name of the national park down below. That way I don't look out at my phone right now. And this is northbound right here, more or less. Compared to Google Maps, no signal out here. This is where I'm coming from. Google Maps is not very accurate. Google Maps not real accurate on it, but I'm actually just skirting south to north along the national park over there. Not quite in it. I think I have to be in those mountains to be in it, but I'll check the borderline of it later. So I'm going this way right here. I'm going this way. Well, Google Maps is definitely just guessing when it comes to Cambodia. Yeah, definitely just guessing. I ended up in someone's yard earlier, and now I'm here trying to tell them, well, map says it goes through your yard, your house. I wasn't trying to say that means I have to come in. They just were surprised I was in their front yard, arguing that there's supposed to be a road there. Yeah, no, it's just a total guess job, I think. I should be able to. They pointed me in this direction, so I'm just gonna. Hopefully, this gets through somehow. There's a bridge to the other side, but I can go through the dry bank area. All right, I press along. I go that way. And that sunlight coming through the cloud is pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm coming from this direction, which is south. And over there, where the actual sun is shining down on, is the national park. So the road I was on actually took me fairly close right up to the national park. And this is, I think, the closest road to that runs north and south along the alongside the national park on the right hand side of it, if you're going northbound. It's a nice way to actually keep your bearings of where you're at. Oops, sorry, almost lost control of my vehicle there. Well, it looks like I found the spot I'm staying tonight. Not sure if you can see this little motor scooter here. The guy on the bicycle right there. That's the road I just came up. The direction he's coming from. I'm at a crossroads. It looks like the main road right there, which he's driving down, and then one road right over here goes this way, and then one that comes off through the field and comes this way. So it looks like this is an intersection of four different pathways, you might call. It looks like only really one road, but you can see the A-frames. It looks like people have been camping here a lot. I'm not sure if it's local farmers or this was being set up probably for like selling produce, like a little farmer's market possibly. But these trees are perfectly spaced apart though. It would be very easy to find the perfect one to set up my hammock in. The only real structure is over right there. Right there. And these are all little makeshift ones. I'm coming over here to see when maybe the last activity was in here. How new everything is. It's fairly new. It looks like it's swept. Yeah, it's not too old. So it's probably got some use to it still. Looks like a little fire pit. A cooking area. What's this? This looks like maybe a little animal shelter. Oh. Washing station. Yeah, washing station of some type. Put the water in top. But yeah, anyway, this looks like the perfect spot. It's like 5 going on 5:30 right now. It's like 5:25 or something. I saw all this junk and stuff everywhere. There's trash littered on the ground, on the floor, on the ground. And I was like, you know, it's a perfect spot to put up a hammock, you know, because of the trees. And my hammock will just blend in with some of the other garbage that's just kind of hanging from the trees. Might not pull much notice here. I do notice a lot of people in uniforms. I realized there's probably people that work for the park, because the park is National Park's the mountain line right there, and I'm going to be going this way in the morning down this road. So yeah, that's all I got to say. I guess we'll go ahead and call it the night on this one. Like I said, I'm lucky I got 2 battery banks now, so I'm not really worried about the juice. But I'll get my hammock hung up, and before it's completely dark, I'll shoot a one last video. All right, peace, guys. I'm gonna get hanging. Hey guys, I know I said I was gonna chime back in here, chime on in, and say goodnight, y'all, and all that stuff. I got my hammock up, or I started stringing up my hammock, but then that tree had an ant problem, which I didn't think was that bad. I saw them a little bit. I actually had to move one tree because I was like, oh, too many ants. I found one that was like, oh, there's not a whole lot here. But as soon as I started stringing up my hammocks, they came out and started biting on me. Little small little guys too. Um, so I found one where the ant problem's just like on all these trees. There's ants at the base of all of them. But the one I've selected, I think it has a small amount. But it looked like the clouds were moving in. It was something I was looking at earlier. It looked like there was muscular clouds up in the, cumulus clouds that were forming like an anvil. Like, there's usually an updraft and then it anvils off, and that usually means rain's coming. Never mind. So yeah, I was watching some of I saw that earlier, but just as the sun was setting and going down, looked like some some dark ones were moving in. But then again, that could have just been burning, a lot of burning. Nah, it was clouds. So I got my tarp up, to say the least. I got my smaller tarp, which is sometimes easier to set off. There's a lot of traffic here on this little small street. Excuse my language, but I'm just giving up the light right now so I don't draw attention. Although I think this is just a campground for a long time. I think that's what most of those are, and I don't know from who or what, but anyway, yeah, so looks like a good spot to camp tonight. I'll be up and running again tomorrow. Like I said, I can do some of the editing, but not all of it, because it does actually require some of the editing. Requires the actual internet, so it can download certain things like songs and stuff like that. When it doesn't keep it on your phone, it needs the access to the songs and stuff. So, but I can do the general editing and try not get too far behind like I have in the past. And yeah, so that's that. And I'm gonna turn this off so it doesn't draw any attention. So good night, y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow.